Hello. So the purpose of this workflow is to automatically monitor how convert.com appears in AI generated responses. As we know, AI search has become more popular, and companies need to know whether they are actually being recommended by AI. So instead of manually asking ChatGPT or other API tools the same question every week, this workflow automates the entire monitoring process. It tracks visibility, identifies competitors, also compares results against previous runs, and then send findings to a Slack channel here where a stakeholder makes the call or makes the decision. So first thing, this node over here is our trigger node. It's been set up to run automatically every Monday, 8 a.m. This node runs. Then the workflow generates a list of buyer intent prompts that potential customers would realistically ask like an AI tool. Oh, sorry, I need to run this first. Okay, so let's run this first. So for this version, yeah, I'm using a free model through Open Router LLM, but for an actual production, I would replace the single node. I would replace it with like Perplexity or another search enabled AI provider without changing the rest of this workflow. Like this whole workflow would still work in an actual production environment. So let's look at what it's been searched for. Over here, you can see the list of buyer intent prompts that probably potential customers would ask an AI to. Example, we have best A/B testing tool for privacy conscious, best optimizely alternative for agency. Then it lists the category and then it shows you the week as well. Next, we'll check for the visibility check. You can see the output over here. It generated like the visibility score for the previous week, so we can see how we did the previous week over here. You can see the one for this current week. You can see the previous position convert was at, and then a list of other things shows the search position and all of that. So the next, we would want to check for how it did run like the previous week as well. That's what this node tracks. It shows you what prompts really did the runs for the previous week. This for your competitors. It shows you the competitors that were like also ranking for that very prompt as well. And then it goes ahead to just show you a bunch of other results also. So this node over here, it aggregates like the weekly reports. Instead of simply sending a report, the workflow makes a business decision. Depending on the results, it classifies the geo health as maybe healthy, if you need to monitor closely, or what action is required. So this aggregates weekly reports over here does that, and then I am routing it through this over here. So what this aggregate does, it will just calculate like the average visibility, what the weekly change was, what the biggest competitor were, and offer some suggestion. Now it gets routed here based on the criterias of color. Is a particular search hit, it can tell us for last week it was the run was a healthy one, or we need to maybe take some action. And then it comes over here in Slack. This is where we get like the summary or the results, and these get pushed to us here on Slack. and then it gives recommendations. Also, you can see the overall geo health for for the week, and the weekly change that was done. Shows you the visibility, what prompt was improved. This is result for the best competitor. These are some recommendations it recommends to be done, to improve things. And then it shows the highest opportunity prompt. That's the prompt that really did the runs, or went for the market the previous week. So this workflow allows like the marketing team to understand whether intervention is needed quickly or to continue. Thanks.